Good evening from Yummy TV. Hoping your weekend is going the best way it possibly can, and I'm wishing you all well as usual. So far, so good. Just getting my nut down, really, thinking, reflecting, and today I'm going to give you not a funny one, but a football one. My greatest players of all time in Kata history, B's, C's, everywhere. All right, and my funniest ones, prisoner footballers of all time. Also, the worstest footballers I ever saw. And they all had big names and they could all have a row, but they want to be the best at everything. But some of you couldn't kick a ball to save your life. But here we go. Firstly, I think it's top 10 or top 15. Yeah, I ain't getting much sleep at the moment. Sleep patterns in and out, 3 or 4 hours. But I'm just letting you know that the mend is coming. I can't say how happy I am. You know how I am, you lot anyway. My first one was Johnny Dumford. Johnny Dumford, rest in peace. Yeah, I didn't even know that till the other day. But from Islington, North London, big household name. Brother called Nicky, and I know his sister as well. Forgot her name. Bloody hell. Johnny Dumford was the Bobby Moore of the prison football teams. He was like number 5, number 6. He used to do that step over, when you do that one where everybody's running backwards and he does the step over and everybody runs the other way, but he goes the other way. He was good at that. But yeah, he's reading. So I say like Bobby Moore because he didn't really have pace, but his decision making was spot on. He could read a game from a mile. Johnny Dumford. Bigging you up, Nicky Dumford and Sister Dumford. Tenor Titch, rest in peace, sadly. Mad, isn't it? That life shows you. The amount of times I go through names and they're not here no more. That life never brought nothing but badness for everybody. It's another subject. Tenor Titch, Andrew Burke, right? Magic, ball control, back to the goal, cutting through this way, that way. Yeah, put him up there. Pico, Peter Campbell from Tottenham, heavy, proper, had the full arrays of skills. Quincy, my nephew, on par with those three. Quincy. Eddie Appiah, the pocket rocket, I used to call him, because when he used to jump, like when he was so small, he used to jump and then he used to get the free kicks and fouls all the time. Right, it's very difficult to get free kicks and fouls in prison football. The refs just let everything go on. I know it's madness. In some ways, I can't even think how prison football you could judge good, bad, and thing. I separated the elite because you get kicked, you get pulled, you get dropped, you get everything, but the cream always rises to the top. Eddie Appiah. So yeah, he used to jump, and then when he used to jump and get the fouls, everyone should shout out, well, he needs a parachute with that, but he's little, he knows how to fall. Magic. He used to move the ball across his feet like that from funny angles outside the box, and then he used to fiddle around and then bang, near post, top corner. He used to do it every week. Nobody could stop it. I rated you, Eddie. I rated you like I rated my nephew Quincy. Same kind of style. Carl Dennis, full of porky, yeah, heavy ball control when he's running at you at full pelt. Yeah, Carl Dennis. Andy Shacklady from Liverpool. Good, strong boy, could do a lot of stuff. Good footballer. Pepsi, Peter Smith, could read the game well. Pepsi, strong boy. Yeah, he could play good as well. There was a geezer, I wish someone would tell me, not Michael Showers or Delroy Showers from Liverpool, but there was another Showers, I can't remember his first name, dark geezer, good footballer, and me and him used to compete on each sides every week in the B-Cats, in the Millennium kind of time, just as the Cat A's was starting on the second journey for me around that bit. Showers, brilliant as well. Vision, spin on sixpence. might not see him for the whole game, and then bang, wallop, top corner. I put all those in that little group of above average footballers, you know, players that if they would have had that nurturing, been outside and stuck to it at that young age or whatever, could have well been somebody. I'll move into another category now, and my for that category on a bit more than above average was Itchy from Manchester. Magic, he could 1-2s me and him all day long. You know, when certain players can play together, running off the ball, swinging around. Magic, Itchy, great footballer. Could have been one probably as well. My top three in that the best and the greatest. And remember, I want some of you to remind me in case I've forgotten, because I'm just reading these off like off my head today kind of thing. Marlon Manning from South London as a youngster was doing a life, and I've never seen anyone run with a ball like him. Magic. People used to think he overdid it and but he used to zigzag through everything. This guy, little guy, could win a game on his own. Many of those players could win a game on their own. So whether you're getting kicked to death, pulled backwards, your hair being pulled, you know, you still manage in a football surroundings of football, a representation of normal football in the Sunday league outside or whatever. Prison football's not like that. The referee gets slaughtered, one offside decision, one decision that just doesn't, you know, you're losing and he gets coated. I remember there was a referee in Whitemore with glasses. Everyone used to swear at him and cuss him. One time I was down the block and I said to him, "All right, Mr. He goes, "Don't say hello to me. You called me a specky bee the other day." I thought, bloody hell. He goes, I'm thinking about those things getting slagged off by the amen. But yeah, Marlon Manning, proper, as a young kid. I didn't see like many. I saw many similar, but he had that little bit of difference where you could just move your feet around from any position and bury the ball. Then I couldn't separate the top two. I'll tell you why. I can separate it actually, because Vinny from the Cates, I think he was from either Yugoslavia or someone else. Some of you out there from the Cates remind me of his name, Vinny Mitrovic or something like that, right? Magic. See, these players I'm naming, 98% of the time, if they're on your team, you can win. So it's not every single match, but the majority of it. Vinny was that guy. He could just turn up and just score 5, 6, 7 in one game, lay on everybody to score so they get the glory and look good. But he's doing all the work, I know, because to hold the ball from that kind of position way back from the halfway line and going left, going right, you know, and not getting stopped, and everybody knows week in, week out what he's going to do, chop him down, blah, 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 didn't deter him. And it's very difficult to do that in a football surroundings. You see what I mean? But Vinny, a good guy as well. Some of you quote me on that, his surname, or whether it was Sarajevo or whatever, but I can't remember his surname particularly. But I know I played with him for a few years. But I have to give the mantle to what I saw in all those years of prison. I would have to give it to, guessing, no, Jamie Lawrence. He was in Camp Hill. I think it was either 92 or 93. I used to go on the pitch with him and play. He used to run back, he used to run from the defence, push past everybody because he was built like a tank as well then. For a big man, could move exceptionally well because he was proficient at all sports, right? And then he got the Premier League contract. I was in that Camp Hill prison when I think it was Bradford that were waiting at the gate for him. I think that was his first Premiership team. Don't quote me on that, or Villa, but I know he went to both at some stage, and probably West Ham after that. I can't can't remember the things, but I know I was there at that time when the contract started, when he went out the gate. So he was in a different class. I mean, for however good everybody else was, he could run from defence all the way through and basically do what he pleases. There's one other name for a big geezer, Big T, Tony Nern, heavy, 16 stone, built like a tank. Remember, you don't hear about these guys. They can hold their own with anyone. Trust me. And there's many like him in there, but his ball skills for a 16 stone man. I know super fit, strong, and blah blah blah, and but at that weight it is a bit difficult because we know that in the Premiership or wherever you can't be 16 stone going on the football pitch, can you? But he had the 16 stone frame, but moved around like he was 10, 11 stone. So that was that bit as well. So Tony Nern, I put him in third place actually. Yeah, but Jamie Lawrence, I can't see how that can really be beaten. The funniest ones, right? Because Cat A football is funny because you get all ages going out there. So you know that when you see the team sheet, because you get used to playing every week with the same players, but then some players leave and you've got to put other people in, and they might have been subs the week before, the month before the end of the game. But then they put in older, wiser, maturer, but maybe not as quick as yesterday, yeah. And Perry Gironi and Johnny Kendall used to kill me every week, right? So I used to go out there, when I used to see their name on the team sheet, I used to go, yes. I used to wake up in the morning, all gassed and everything, because everyone's excited. Because nobody, in the Cat A's, that's probably one of the main features, like football in all prisons, like to get ready for that day and, match of the day on Saturday night and it's Sunday morning the next day. It doesn't change much from school in there. Everyone's school still got that match of the day thing, for the game and that kind of stuff. But I used to always look and think, yes, he's playing today. So I know that if I knock it that way and move it that way, I got a fast start because they're not quick enough. But Johnny Kendall and Perry Gironi used to rugby tackle me and pull down my pants as I was walking through just about to score. The ref never used to give me nothing. I know every week they used to do it to me. Johnny Kendall used to grab me there. But I mean, literally pulling my pants off, man. So I'm naked in the penalty area. They used to joke. Perry Gironi, Johnny Kendall, big up boy. Proper stuff. They used to shout from the sidelines when people used to wear tight shorts and all that. They said, what are you trying to do? You're trying to pull? I know. Funny boy, you get some jokes in there, but it always ends up serious. You saw a few months back on the old channel where I said about the North versus South. I'm going to do another version of that very, very soon for you about the football, and it can lead bad moods when you lose and you get kicked and blah de blah de blah, and you feel, it causes so many problems that you lose. No one likes losing. It's about that in life, though. You got to lose. It's always somebody else's fault. We've gone through all that kind of stuff before. You see what I mean? Football's always not going to go because it's a team playing thing, especially in the prison environment where everybody, wants to shine that day because everybody's only got the pleasure of going on the football pitch, coming back, I did well today. Self-esteem, ego, something to hold on to, that I'm good, I am. Most of us were sporting geniuses in there. I met some proper fit, strong, athletic, the best of all sports in there. Sad that you could be as good as that in those institutions. And when I looked around at professionals and whatnot and everything, you can match them up. I think he could have, that. And me as a football man myself, I felt I got better with age, but other people say when I was younger, blah, blah, blah. But it's a horrible place to be when it doesn't go your way in the Cat A's. So many little things you hold on to. The football's one of them. I'll tell you the worstest footballer I ever saw. And you're going to laugh, right? But it's funny. But there are some terrible players. And some big names too. And they pick the team. Nobody never says anything. Everyone's scared to say like, oh, you're shit, no, you can't, you're not all that kind of thing. No one says it, you see. You think you're running down a wing in the cat A's, right? And someone can hold you off with their hand like that while you're running, and the referee's there, but you can't get a foul, and you're just holding because everyone's trying to push you and get you off the ball, and it's blatant fouls. You know, you'd be getting red cards that last about a year out of the game if you was listening to the cat A's. But I saw some terrible footballers that tell the world that they're great. I know it's funny, isn't it? And they used to pick the team because, you know, you think that you're the big man kind of thing. I'll pick the team. And then they want to be the one after the game. They say, oh, quick, you never passed to me, I never scored. God, grown men. I laugh, I do. The worstest footballer that I ever saw in my whole life was Charlie Brunson. I nearly laughed. I laughed, I died. I'll tell you about it one day. He was doing his kick-ups and step-overs, Charlie, man. One of the greatest fighters that ever lived, if it was that. But not football, son. I'm going to come back in a minute. I've got another story coming. Harry Roberts, Alvin Black, you asked me. I'm going to deliver. Call me what you want. The milkman, the postman. I'm coming, boys, girls. Love you all. Sending love.